these are basically certain overheads that I'm loading. Here you can see account IDs. These are salaries and travel expense. All these are the account ID codes. Then we are entering it to the entity 210, and third column is for amount. So I have logged in to the application as administrator, and first we'll go to the data exchange in application cluster and create the source and target application. So data category is data source and type is file. So I have already created data source over here. Now I will create the target application. Category is EPM local, application is vision, and here we will take input cube plan 1. Next, in the period mapping, we'll check for the period in the global mapping. So I have Jan 22 where I'm going to load the data. So in the application mapping, I have mapped Jan 22. Now we will go to data management and create the import format to describe the structure of the file that is going to be loaded. We are loading overhead file over here, so I have named it as overhead. Overhead 1, and source is file. I'll select the target from here. File type is delimited numeric data. Now here I am describing the columns where the data lies. So account dimension lies in the first column, amount in the third column, here you can see my data file. Account is in the first column, amount in the third, and entity in the second column. Rest of the dimensions are not there in my file, so I'll select some random column number and I will give the expression since this URL is not working, this instance is not working, I will try to do the same in the another instance. Here the data source is already created. I will create the target application. So Jan 22 is been mapped to the global mapping already. I will check this in the application mapping. First I have to select the target application, so it is not there. I will add it. Now I will go to data management and create the import format in this instance. The last instance is not working, so I have to create another import format here. Amount is in the third column, account is in the first column, and entity is in the second column. So these three dimensions are there in my file that I'm going to load. For the rest three, I will give a random column number where some data exists, and here I will give the member to which I'm going to load the data. After import format, we're going to create the location. I'm selecting the target application and here adding the location detail. So overhead Jan, import format is also named similarly to avoid any confusion, and I will save this. Now we will go to check rule group, and here we're going to first create the check rule. overhead check. I'm giving the name, and description is optional. Save this. Now we'll here click on add, and we'll give the rule item details. So first you see is the display value. So this is used to select target accounts or report format codes. Now then we have description. So this is displayed only for check reports in mode list mode. The description column displays account description, which may be designated as titles or subtitles. Then next is rule name. This is displayed only for check reports in mode rule mode. So the rule name column stores identifiers for check rules. It should be unique and easy to identify. Next is rule text. This defines the logic behind rules. In check reports, the primary statement for a rule is the text of the rule text field associated with the rule. Then we have category. So if we select the category, here you see all and current, two options are given. So this restrict a check rule to one particular category. If we select current, to display the check rule in the check report regardless of the category set in the POV, we must always select all. Then lastly is the sequence. This determines the order in which format codes and rules are processed. Now when this file is loaded, how does it looks in the workbench? That I will show you here. I'm taking just one of the account ID over here, the first one. So the source 6100 and the amount will be 37000. This goes to the target 6100 and the amount is 37000. This is how it appears in the workbench, and this is what we're going to create in the check rule. This sequence is a random sequence I'm providing here. Here for the title we'll provide some description, simple data check, so if you see here, I have taken hashtag title over here. This inserts the text of the associated description field as a title line on the check report. This is the title of the check report. Then I have used mood list. This sets the report to display the display value, description and amount column values. So here we are giving the format of the check report. We're going to have the title. Since we have provided the mode list, we will the report will display the display value, description and the amount column values. Then we need target and the source. Now in the source we have to give the rule logic, so I will edit it from here. And we have to select the condition, Now here there are three types of intersection: source intersection, converted source intersection, and target intersection. So since we are providing for the source intersection, we'll select either of these two. Now source intersection is selected when we need the conversion to be done, or not the conversion, basically the check to be done on the data file itself, basically on the source. Converted source intersection we take when we are providing this rule on the workbench, that is once the file is imported and it is placed in the workbench, and for the final export process, there the check is going to be done. So here I will take it as converted source intersection. Let me check, the application is not responding. The account which we are looking for is 6100. We'll take the first account code, and I do not find it in the member value here. It should have been displayed here. So since I'm not getting the members over here to display, I'm unable to create the rule logic over here. But the idea behind this is, in the rule logic we're just going to provide all the dimension members on which we're going to load data. Like for account, if you see in the file here, I'm loading for the account 6100 and so on, but we're going to take the first account itself. For entity it is 210. So here I'm supposed to get the member name when I select account, which I'm not getting here. So if the member name for account and entity we have to just add account entity and scenario over here. So but I'm not getting all these dimension members over here, so I'm unable to add to this intersection. Here we have to provide the intersection. Okay, let's try to do this in the target. Now again we'll click on add, and here we'll give the condition where we have to select the intersection type. Since this is target, we are providing rule for the target, so this is target intersection, and then I will select the dimension account. Now here you see I'm getting all the members coming. So I just have to select the member here and add to intersection. So here I get. Similarly, next is entity. So you can see I'm getting the members. It is 210, and I will 210 I'll select and add to intersection. So this is how I will add the POVs basically over here. Period is Jan. Add to intersection. And lastly is scenario, which is current. Okay. So this is how a rule logic is created, but I am unable to create the same for source. I'll try again. There's some error coming because of the technical error. I am not getting the members for source intersection. Anyhow, I will proceed further. So once I have given here the title, the mode list, and target, I've selected one of the account IDs, and also for the source I've selected the same account ID. I have shown you how the rule logic is created. We are unfortunately not able to create it for source, so I will click on save, and then we'll go to location that we have already created. And here if you see the check rule group, we're going to add this check rule. So this is how the check rule group gets attached to the format that we have created. Then we'll go to data load mapping. The POV here is already selected. We'll provide like mapping for the dimensions. Now we have created the data load rule. We're going to select the file. So this is the file. Here I have to delete all these extra items that is there, and I will upload this file here. We're going to import it first. So here you see the file has been imported. Now we'll export it from here only. The export mode is replace data. Now this has been exported, but the check and here we have got the check report, and I will open it and show it to you. So this is failed. You can see there's a lookup error because now it is not able to find the source. As I explained you in the check group, we are not able to create the source, so that's why I'm not able to get the correct report. If I would have mentioned the members in the source we have already done for target, and similarly if we would have done it for source, we have created the rule logic, we would have got the 4 fishes over here. Check right now, check is failed. Once the target and source is properly provided the logic rule, then the check is done successfully. We get the 4th golden fish, and this is how the check report looks like. This is the past check report. Here the target is defined, the source is defined by the logic rule, and here we get the value. So this is how check is done. That is, from the source 12102, the value 10,000 is being exported to the target 12102 as 10,000. So that's it for today. If you have any queries, you may contact www.bispsolutions.com.